Welcome, sir. Thank you for being the honorable guest of this archival interview. How would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Tokio Hasegawa. I was born in Tokyo, downtown. So, downtown, but now, Asakusa area, it was historical area, like samurai living time. That important area. So, 1948, I was born. And my family just simple work doing, but about father. At that time, samurai age, last samurai time. So he stopped samurai and he started handicrafts. And he was successful. So what kind of handicrafts? So about for Japanese katana. We have like this one. So this one at that time already 300 years not fighting. So very peaceful culture is coming, and especially Tokyo was very developed for about culture. So then the samurai, they have like this one, but not for fighting, for display. So then the like this one became to be developed, and then my family, my doing, and it was very famous at that time. So then the generation, then I'm a 16th generation of this area. We call it Edoko.
How did you come in contact with Mithila painters?
Yeah. So after 22 or 1 years old time, I was invited to Europe, musician group, my musician group going. Then after come back, then I felt in Tokyo, have not at that time moon, always that color. And especially some like a Shinjuku area, some little bit down. So then smoke early morning come down. So then this area people using mask for sleeping. So I hate like this life. Then I left. Then I went to mountain. So from Tokyo to my place, 180 kilometer. But from city, 8 kilometer higher and about 5 meter high. So then I started to live mountain. After 7 or 8 years, city want to development. So then I against such a plan. instead of plan I gave it, I will use all the primary school for spiritual activity, culture activity. Then I'm started, but if I make some lecture or some Indian dance, I invited, but the people not so much coming. So how to do for continue? So then at that time, one young man coming to Japan, Japanese man. He traveling many countries, but he visited Madhubani, and he got 60 pictures. So then he wanted to introduce in Japan, but how to do? Because travelers. So I was a famous musician at that time. So then who against the city, and especially who living mountain. So then he contacted me, and then I started introduce. But for me, 60 pictures not so interesting, not so much. Because the world, so many things, so many interesting, powerful art is there. For instance, Africa, so many. Papua New Guinea, or Maori minority, Aborigine, and native India, or so many things. They are very powerful. But Mithila painting is just village people, very calm, not too much attract. So, but he said 3 months he can lend me. So then I thought I can make a gallery or something like that using this big space. So then we are going to make a poster. So please, Mr. Hasegawa, select one picture. Then I look at. So then I recognize one picture is a so different one. Ganga Devi painted about lion. But he said, this subject, no subject. So then okay, I'll make subject. So look, then I understand gradually. This picture is so different than another pictures, and also very cosmology art. So, like this, very simple lion is there. And like this, so something mountain. But if one is one mountain, then 1,000 mountain is there. And a big lion. And one flower like upper. That means a very big flower to be sky or heaven. And this lion, long tongue. And body was like this form. So looks like a moon, like a Shiva got 2 days moon, but this is a half moon, but like this. So we call this moon Jogen no Tsuki. Jogen gen no upper Tsuki moon. So then I named Jogen no Tsuki o taberu, eat, shishi, lion. Lion eat Jogen no Tsuki, half moon. Then we started exhibit in Mithila Museum.
Sir, as we all know, you established the Mithila Museum. What was the source of your inspiration?
So I'm using this big space instead of development. So then they started to Mithila Museum 1982. So 1981, I visit Madhubani with him. At that time, I visit Rashidpur. I met Ganga Devi because this picture painters I'm very, very interested in. So looks like just a village lady, not so different. But she said, she requested Mr. Hasegawa, please help for artists. We are very poor. Something like that. So I must doing something, activity. So then okay, this I'll start only this Madhubani painting or Mithila painting museum start, and also at that time maybe she said from United States Carter president coming to India. So then Indira Gandhi-san gave such a plan, or before or something like that. So then I thought Indian Madhubani painting also became to be like our ukiyo-e pictures situation. So our country 1868 we started open the country and also stopped samurai culture. Then we started for getting many things from West. Then after 60 years, we became to be very modernized and very high economy, and so many things we got. But also we lost about Edo period of time, very famous one, ukiyo-e. After open the country, more West people coming and buy and going outside. So now we have money, but we cannot get again to that picture to come back. So usually maybe, modernized coming, so people like it. Many people like it. New things. They're forgetting traditions. People say Japan is very tradition and modern. Yes, we are continue, but not so deeply. Especially ukiyo-e was going. So I thought, after talking Ganga-devi-san, so if I started Mithila Museum and only collection about Mithila, that means, of course, I have no budget for economy problem. So I think, but only Mithila painting collection, it will be possible to do. And if I collect and protect masterpiece, then in future it will be important museum in the world, even if a small museum. So then I started. So then after I started, maybe around 7 years, I came to Madhubani. A year, 2 times or something like that. So then they started collected. So then after 10 years, maybe, I met Jakar-san. Jakar-san said, your collection is best collection of the world.
You have a very rich collection of Mithila paintings. Would you like to mention the names of early Mithila painters from your collection?
So, about painter I invited. So, already few people get state award and national awards. So after I visit there, so then such a award lady is a really good painting doing and original. Of course, another painter also nice, but maybe in future we'll get like a Jamuna Devi. So first time Ganga Devi-san and especially Sita Devi-san. And also already I think I cannot meet, but Jagannath Devi is like a native American Indian pictures, something like that. I was surprised. And Mahasundari Devi, Lanti village, Mahasundari, and Godavari Datta, and Bimla Datta, and Jitwarpur Boa Devi, and not to get award at that time, Chandra Kara Devi, and the Jamuna Devi, they are like that. And also Shivan Paswan doing activity. So Godana painting started. And Tantric priest also joined. So Buddhizja, Krishna Nantoja, and anyway, like that. So such a people, such a painter, and when I visit Chai, because people say, this Chai master make a good big picture. Eh? Then I visit Gopal Saha. So nice. So then I gradually I became to be very friends with them. They are waiting. So, and also I must how to continue my museum. Mountainside, people doesn't know, not so much. So then I tried to contact, I was a musician, a little bit famous, so then some fan is there, some officer, so I contact. Then all over Japan, I started to make exhibit. Then gradually became to be up. Sometimes only small gallery, but gradually some museum also doing, especially 1988 Festival of India is coming to Japan. At that time, I became to be Japan Committee Secretary General, advisor and Second Secretary General. So then the more government style, I call this Japan Committee. We like to government event to your area. So can you introduce? Is possible or not? Something like that. So then after 1988, it will be like that. Because like Japanese Doordarshan, NHK broadcast, they made 45 documentary. Nichio Bijutsukan, Sunday Museum. It's very strong about art. 45, maybe first time NHK broadcast also. Because at that time, government event. Japan Committee second one. Push, not only push.
Do you also have other crafts of Bihar in your collection?
Yeah, after Mithila painting for exhibit, so same place I want to exhibit next year, but for them little bit difficult, same things, even for new art or different art. So they requested another Indian folk art. So then the Mithila Museum. So around Mithila painting there are terracotta. So I requested Lala Pandit, Jagdish Pandit. They came to museum and stay 6 months. But they are very quickly to make. And then so many expensive Japan mat in bringing and using 4,000 we call renga, red one. Then they make, then the fire.
You organized the first 2 exhibitions of Mithila paintings in 1980s. The Hong Kong exhibition in 83 and later at Dokamachi Museum in 87. Please share some experiences and memories.
So after I started Mithila Museum, so in Japan, first time Indian Museum. People are not so to get a chance about the Indian culture at that time. Then government of tourist office, Ginza office, regional director, Indian lady, contacted me. Can you lend us and to make exhibit about Hong Kong, Chennai, Bangkok. Bangkok is a university, something like that. So then I lent, and she said, lend is a free charge, and also Mr. Hasegawa, volunteer, coming to Hong Kong display and opening tape cards. So then, but I did like that. So if we started, then we can be increasing. One is maybe my character. I'm not negative. I'm always next place going.
You were invited as a guest in the International Conference cum Workshop on Folk Arts of Bihar organized by Upendra, Maharathi, Shilp, Anusandhan, Sansthan, and you have been there too. How was your experience?
No, I felt very old, old collection space. But Upendra-san, I saw. So, but long years back, 1952, at that time, nobody thinking about folk art. So, one of the first person, some good things to find. So, it's great things. But like a Mithila Museum now, collection is really fine, but no support. so then even if a director doing everything for track and photo track and on the snow time on the roof take off snow so many times. And but like that, then the little bit broken roof, especially after earthquake is coming, 2004, big earthquake. So after we repair many things, but the roof is very difficult. So just like paste, something like that. Such a thing is only 1 year or something, again to like that. So dropping water is coming. So people say, oh, such a important pictures here, but dropping water. But I say, rain time is difficult, but full moon time, you can come here. Moonlight is coming. Such a museum is in the world, only here. Something like that. So about yesterday's seminar, I'm very glad because you prepare to call such an old lady, Karpuri Devi, over 90 years old, and Udawari Datta, also 88 or something like that. And Boa Devi, Dira Devi, Shanti Devi. So I was surprised Shivam Paswan was there. So, and another artist, just I cannot remember name, but necessary time. So such a artist, she lady coming to my name is like that. No, I know, but I cannot remember soon. Mahasundari family lady or so. First, I was so thankful. I came here, such a chance. And also, of course, another folk artists, different artists also coming, and people something respect me. It's like a Superman is coming. I'm not like that, but maybe long years I'm doing. So good information. Truly information. Because I'm not doing by money or economy. So very poor. But artists also poor. So how to do like this? But I try to bring museum to stay. Japan, payment is even if small, but to stay is very expensive, even if my house. Everything is very expensive. And then almost artists have illness. So my wife said, maybe artists coming for hospital in Japan because for economy, she's thinking. No. Such an important painter, we must take care of, even if big spend to something. So then every time this is no good.
You are running a museum in Japan, which is not an easy task. There must be challenges like connecting art and society, funds, etc. How do you tackle them?
If people ask me, only one idea is difficult. The world always moving. So Mithila Museum also developing, but this develop is not first some purpose, then started. So something going, then the problem is coming, then the over problem, and something going, then like this. So, but anyway, 37 years I'm doing. That means 37 years I was be Mithila Museum in winter. This is important because during 3 months I must be there for protect museum. That means protect about painting. So many way, if government or this city government or this museum have not so much budget, but you see, one young man or 2 young men or 3 young men, better to send to my museum 1 month or more. Then they will get from outside to see Mithila painting or crafts. So if you thinking to sell outside country, that time people must like a big business, same way, to research, what kind of things people like. Little bit like this also important. But culture is not like that, not the business. We try to change this another country culture also. This is necessary. So first important is this world, we are going. This is important. Very difficult now, the world. So sustainable life, sustainable focus. For people giving such a mind by this focus, most important is how to take care of nature, how to get the reality where exists in the whole universe. In that case, this area focus is maybe good situation. So many good situations because sustainable original art is here. So then the necessary to produce mind, to how to make information to the world. Museum is like a castle. People doesn't care some beauty. So museum must be teach. This is good one, even if nobody doing. So Mithila Museum, many Japanese doesn't know. Even if many curator doesn't care. Because almost Japan something following, running to west. Top is New York and, Paris or something like that. We are trying to like this. But this is not Mithila Museum, different idea. No, this is not future. Like this, we feel soil, ground. Such art is most important. Something like that necessary.
Of course. Thank you so much for your time.